I'm joined by Jade Thirlwall from Little Mix. Hey, good afternoon or good morning, wherever you are. Where are you coming to us from?
So I'm in London at the moment in my flat. Nice early morning. Yeah, that's where I am.
Oh, that's fantastic. And I mean, I think probably the question on everyone's mind is how has it been for you over the last couple of months, personally? Just, I mean, last year you were climbing Kilimanjaro for charity, you were doing all sorts of things. And what's it been like for you just having to not do anything for the last couple of months?
Yeah, it's been really strange. I'm always so busy and I like being busy. I like constantly working and traveling. So to just sort of stop everything and be in one place for such a long time, yeah, it's been quite testing. But I've been living with two of my friends, so that's been lovely. I think everyone's had like their little dips as well along the way. But yeah, we've actually been quite busy working from home as well. I mean, the girls have been doing all our sort of music and the campaign, the social media campaign for Breakup Song was all from home. So yeah,
Right.
sort of getting used to that sort of way of working now.
And I mean, have you found that to be a difficult transition, or have you just like embraced it, the slower pace, even with work?
Well, I guess we've just had to embrace it, but I'm not gonna lie, it's been nice to finally go to work and like leave my flat. I found it hard being like motivated from home because I just want to sit on my sofa all day and watch Netflix. So yeah, it's been nice to actually get out of the flat and go to work now. But it's still so strange. It's such a new environment. Everyone wearing masks and getting your temperature checked before you go into work. And there's all these new rules now, but it has to be done, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, for everyone's safety. Do you miss being on the go? Like, is that something like just touring and all that stuff?
Yeah, I find it so hard to switch off. And I love traveling. So to be stuck in one place for a while, it's like making me itch. But yeah, it's been quite strange. I feel like for 9 whole years, me and the girls have just constantly been on the go.
Yeah.
So this is probably the first time in years that we've just been doing, yeah, nothing from home for a long time.
I mean, 9 years. When you think of how long it's been, 9 years, you guys have been on the scene and just giving us some of the best tracks about, some great songs, great anthems. And I think the last figure I saw was approximately 60 million records. That's how much you guys have sold. Did you feel that pressure, when you were, writing new music? Is it something that impacts you, or is it something that you just leave to the side when it comes to your artistry?
Yeah, I think when it comes to artistry and writing and music, you kind of have to just do what feels right for you. I think if you get so consumed with what people want to listen to and what should work right now, I think, it puts so much pressure on you, especially in a writing session. And we've been guilty of that before, like on certain records where we've been so worried about what will work and trying to write songs that like what other people have brought out. And I think the minute you do that, you sort of lose yourself and yeah, the pressure gets too much. So I think especially recently with this album, when we've been in the studio, we've literally just been writing music that we love. And I
Yeah.
think that translates as well. I think people can tell when it's really authentic and it's something that you genuinely, yeah, love yourself.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, one of the things that I think all of your fans, myself included, really connect to is that sort of there's such a strength to the songs that you guys always put out. There's such an empowerment element. And I think with there's such a stereotype when they talk about women, and particularly, women being in close proximity and the cattiness and the competitiveness that could arise from that. And your music really is a testament to the very opposite of those things. But I wanted to know, like, how do you guys empower each other? Because I mean, you're all so different. I'm sure you all have your different, strengths and weaknesses, and your good
Yeah.
days and your bad days. How do you find that dynamic that empowers you?
Well, I think it's so vital for a girl band, especially, to sort of promote and advocate, like, yeah, the idea of solidarity and togetherness amongst women. We've never really been competitive with each other, and I think you can tell that. And I think that's so important because, unfortunately, like you say, like, girls are constantly sort of put against each other, and people expect and almost want you to like not get along. So yeah, I think it's testament that we've still stayed strong for 9 years now. I think it's just about lifting each other up, We really support each other in everything we do. Don't get me wrong, like we're together all the time, and we're family, we're sisters, so we've obviously had our moments and our ups and downs, whatever. But I think at the end of the day, we just see the bigger picture, and we know that we're always stronger when we're together as a force. And yeah, like I say, I think it's so important that our fans see that, and yeah, we sort of portray that idea of female empowerment and sticking together.
Yeah, a female empowerment is such a huge conversation. There's been a lot of big conversations this year, of course, with the pandemic and health and that sort of thing, but also with things like race and Black Lives Matter, which was a movement that took the whole world by storm. And I don't know if a lot of our listeners know this about you, but you're actually part Egyptian on your mom's side. And of course, I'm Egyptian, coming to you from Egypt. So hey. So, I mean, I know you've been really open in the past, Jade, about, your experiences with, being, part Arab and the racism that you encountered. And I know you're such an inspirational figure for so many people, men and women, young men and women who want to perhaps contribute, but feel like their backgrounds or their race might be something that people judge them for, don't give them the opportunities that they feel that they deserve. And I wanted to know your take on the matter and what you have to say for to those people who are scared of that, of being judged.
Yeah, well, I think, as someone who is mixed race and Arab, for me, growing up, I definitely suffered like forms of prejudice or racism, discrimination. And, I don't feel like there was enough resources when I was younger to help me with that, or be in an environment where, I got the support that I needed. And I also feel like there wasn't enough sort of positive representation of Arab people in the media or in magazines, especially for women. It was very rare that I would see in magazines or movies, like, beautiful, positive Arab women. So it was hard for me to sort of look up to anyone. So I feel like now, I'm very much still on my own journey of understanding who I am properly. And as the years have gone on, I've really sort of delved into finding out more about my ancestry and where I come from. And that's a beautiful thing, I think, to really understand your heritage, learn more. And with that, you learn about yourself and you feel more whole. And I hope that I can encourage, especially like our Arab fans, to do the same and feel like they are good enough and hopefully be a representation, because it's very rare actually that you see Egyptian or like me, I'm part Yemeni as well. You see that representation in the pop industry and Western culture as well. So hopefully I can help be that.
I think you are. I bring this up because I feel like you are, and there's like such a wave of it now, with yourself and people like Rami Malek and people like Mina Masood and all these people. All of a sudden, they're like, oh, so there is a different way to represent Arabs in the media, and I think that's a beautiful and wonderful thing.
Absolutely, and I feel like it's only recently, really, especially like you say, like the whole BLM movement and stuff, and everyone sort of being stuck indoors. Ignorance isn't bliss. And you can't ignore these things anymore. Everyone's had to confront, maybe ways in which they've played a part in systemic racism or all those things. We're all having to sort of have these open and uncomfortable conversations. And if one positive that we can take from it is that people are talking more about race and heritage and history, and it's about time we celebrate difference more and celebrate Black and brown people and people of Arab culture too.
For sure. Still so many stories to be told, so many songs to be sung. Speaking of which, let's talk about the single then that is out today. So I've heard it already. I'm like obsessively like repeating it. Like it's such a fun like track, and it's called Holiday. And I just wanted to know where the idea came from, because obviously so many people are like, I need a holiday. God, please.
Me too. I wish I was on holiday. But I feel like, we wrote this song about a year ago now. We always had in mind that it would be out in the summer when everyone was on holiday. And unfortunately, not many people can do that now. But I don't think that should be a reason for us to not bring out this song. I feel like people need positive songs that they can sit and have a little drink to in the sun if they're in their gardens or just at home or walking about. I feel like we need positive pop songs to, yeah, give us a bit of light-hearted entertainment to help us get through all this. So yeah, I love Holiday. It's one of my favorite songs that we've ever released. So yeah, I hope everyone loves it as much as we do.
It's such a fun summer track. It's exactly like what you're saying, you know, just being sitting on like a by the pool, or like even if you're on a balcony or something, just feeling the summer vibe.
Yeah.
You got to do what you got to do, right?
Yeah.
But I wanted to know, like, did you record during the pandemic, like the actual vocals? And
Yeah, well, I think it was just before lockdown, but we have been in the studio. Once the sort of lockdown was lifted slightly, we went to the studio one at a time, so we couldn't be near each other. It was all very, social distancing, and there was only one person allowed in the room with us. So it was pretty strange not being in the same room together recording. But yeah, I guess this is sort of like a new normal, isn't it, that we're having to get used to. But Holiday was one of the first songs that we wrote and recorded for the album. And I think it's really telling that we've heard this song thousands of times now. We still love it just as much as we did a year ago. So that has to be a good sign that it's a good song.
yes, I mean, like I said, I just think it's going to be like another, like, I mean, you guys, you're used to the hits by now, right? But yeah, for sure. I really think that this one is going to be like something else. It's so fun.
Thank you. I hope so. I hope so.
Did you guys do the photo shoot, like with like the mermaid outfits? Did that happen like during the craziness?
So we shot the video a couple of weeks ago. Again, all like socially distancing. We had to be at least 1 meter apart from each other. Us girls, we constantly just in each other's pockets. We're so used to just being, tight together. So it was strange, not being near each other. But yeah, it was lovely getting to be a mermaid. I've never been a mermaid before. We had the proper tails on, the sort of long mermaid hair, which is really exciting. And with this one, it was all shot like green screen, so there was nothing really behind us but a screen. So we really had to use our imagination and trust the director. And we're still waiting actually for the edit back of all the sort of magical editing that's going to be on the video. So yeah, can't wait to see it. It's something that we haven't really done before as well. So I think it's going to be really exciting for the fans.
It just made me want to, get a mermaid costume. Like I was like, I want to be in with this. Why, I want to be like Little Mix. I want to have a mermaid.
You can be a mermaid if you want. That's okay.
Right? It could happen. It could happen. But I think one of the things that it's probably a question I would, definitely be remiss to not ask is what is happening with an upcoming album? Is that in the works?
Yes, it's actually very nearly finished. We're just sort of tweaking it, doing like the track listing. It's weirdly just sort of like happened. I don't know, it's strange. I guess when we went into lockdown, everyone was kind of panicking about, what would happen with things be postponed. And then we listened back to everything that we had and we're like, oh, actually, it's nearly done anyways. Like, we don't need to worry. So yeah, the album should be out this year.
Okay.
We've literally yesterday shot the campaign shoot for it. We've got the album title and everything. And
are you allowed to reveal what the title is going to be or not yet?
I'm not allowed to say. But yeah, it's really lovely. I think, the last record, LM5, was really sort of, not dark, but it was a lot more serious. And it was all about proving a point. We had a lot to say on that album because so much was going on in our career and our personal lives. Everything we were writing was very very empowering and very listen to what we have to say. Whereas I feel like with this record, we've kept that sort of maturity in our sound, but it's kind of like gone back to being sort of fun and pop again, which is really lovely. A lot of colour and fun. And I think that's what everyone needs to sort of hear right now.
Yeah, and I think obviously the first two songs that you've released have set the tone for that, and just created space for that kind of album. So I'm really looking forward to that. I have one final question, if that's okay.
On.
I want to know what you have to say to all of your fans here in Egypt. What kind of message you have. Are you going to come here sometime soon after all this is over? I just want to hear your thoughts.
I'd give anything to be in Egypt, honestly. I would say shukran for everything that you guys have done for us. We really do see our Egyptian fans and our Arab fans, and we appreciate them, and we're so grateful that they've been patient and supporting us from afar, even though we can't be there as much as we'd like to. You know, I really hope that one day we can do a show there and see all our fans. And yeah, we love you guys. Love you. Mwah.
We love you so much as well. You know, sending you and the rest of the girls so much love, wishing you so much luck with this record and with the album. And when you do come to Cairo, you have to make sure you get yourself to NileFM so that we can
Yes.
host you here in person.
I have to. I've never been to Cairo ever.
Really?
Yeah, I'd love to. And so my nana, my grandma was from Alexandria, so I'd love to explore more. I've been on holiday to Egypt before, but not properly. Haven't explored it properly.
Well, we got to give you the full Cairo experience.
Yeah, I need the full tour. I need the full tour.
Yes, for sure. Inshallah, I will get you here and you'll be able to do that.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jade. I have loved speaking to you. You know, everyone needs to listen to Holiday. Holiday is amazing. You can get it on all platforms. And of course, you'll be able to listen to it on NileFM as well. Thank you so much for being with me. It's been so much fun.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
NileFM.